The North Texas real estate market is absolutely exploding with new construction right now. Today's guest is one of the area's finest custom home builders. We're super excited to have him on. Before we jump into that, did want to remind you we've got a free guide if you're thinking about building for your next home. Just gives you a few questions that you need to ask yourself, as well as steps in finding the right builder for you.
We are super excited today. We have Curt Dubose from PentaVia Custom Homes with us. He's the CEO and managing partner of PentaVia Custom Homes, and let's play that video from their website just to introduce their business.
The physical road is about intelligent design and the actual structure. A great home is clearly more than just wood, metal, glass, and stone, but the structure itself is a starting point for an unparalleled living experience. As the biggest investment you'll likely ever make, it should feature the finest materials, the greatest reliability, and the highest energy efficiency possible, all brought together with a degree in craftsmanship seldom seen in modern home building. PentaVia Custom Homes feature all of that and more, designed and built to be safe, secure, smart, and exceptionally livable. Our homes are not just beautiful. They're strong enough to protect your family and smart enough to fit your future budget. Enjoy PentaVia living, where our homes are the foundation for life.
PentaVia built the 2017 and 2018 Fort Worth Dream Homes. In 2018, they won Fort Worth's Best Builder. In 2019, they won the BBB Torch Award for Marketplace Ethics. And in 2020, they just won the Best of House Design. So we are beyond grateful and excited to have managing partner and CEO Curt Dubose with us. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh man, thank you guys. It's an honor and a privilege. Really appreciate it. And by the way, just a sidebar, what a service you're providing on. It's incredible. It really is. I really, for what it's worth, I want to encourage everybody to go out there, check out Three Vine Group. It's a fantastic group. It really is.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I feel like before we actually jump in and get started, I need to tell you guys how in my previous life knew Curt. So Hans and I go to meet him at one of his amazing homes, and we're walking through, and like 5 or 10 minutes into the conversation, I'm having this epiphany that this is Curt Dubose from Youth-A-Rama, which Youth-A-Rama is like a giant conference for youth groups. So my teenage self was like, oh my gosh, he used to lead the praise and worship for all of the groups in the whole thing. So I'm extra excited because my little teenage heart is like, oh my gosh, Curt Dubose is here.
And I had hair back then too. So
that's why it took me 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
awesome.
I'm excited to see where you came from that life and now being back in our lives.
How do you go from being a youth pastor, which is awesome,
yeah,
to now being one of the most successful custom home builders in all of North Texas? That's an insane journey.
It is. And it's not one that you map out in a college degree program
right.
and, get up and going. Quite frankly, seasons of life created these moments. And I will tell you too, it's synonymous with home building, right? Everybody is moving around because of the different seasons that they have in their life. And here we are trying to perform in that. In this particular situation, I was traveling, leading worship around the country, on the road, actually 250 something days a year.
Wow.
And it was crazy. And then I had our first, or maybe I should say my wife had our first child, Braden. And that's where life began to change, right? Suddenly things start to boil down and concentrate, and you start to really realize kind of what the new season looks like. And in this particular situation, Braden got spinal meningitis when he was 10 months old. Horrible, but it's a miracle story. He survived, came through it, lost all of his hearing, profoundly deaf, got a cochlear implant. And so that hardwires sound directly into his brain. Long story short is that even concentrated even more, like we got to provide for him and services.
Right.
And my father-in-law, who had a residential company over in the Keller Southlake area, and he also had a commercial company. Came in and said, well, why don't you start building homes? And I was like, sure. And again, this is not something that's your normal path by any stretch of the imagination, but he graduated from Pepperdine, master in finance, as they would say, wicked smart. And he just wrapped his arms around me and taught me and poured his life into me. Awesome. And it was unbelievable. Very detailed man. He poured that ethic into me about details and what that means. And then that's what started the journey. We jumped in and built in the kaleidoscope of homes. We had 60,000 people come through our show home. We won Best in Home on that back in, I think that was in 2000 at that point in time. And, that started the journey at that point, you know, and I really appreciate everyone's journey, because especially if you're dealing with a customer that's bringing something to the table, like what their needs are, that ability to listen, and then also having my background and where I came from has really elevated the build game. The name PentaVia is a head scratcher for most people.
Tell us a little more about that. I know that video that we showed talks about one of the roads, PentaVia meaning 5 roads, is that right?
That's right. Penta 5, Via the path roads, and we call it the 5 roads of design. Those 5 roads can be found on our website. When you tap the Who Are We button, there's a moment in there that says the 5 roads of design. And we have 5 short videos that describe this. And those roads are the physical, the social, the intellectual, the emotional, and the personal or spiritual road. And I'll tell you that the videos will do you justice by listening to it, but I will also say that it'll give you some insight into who we are. We don't want to just build you a house. We want to build you a home. And that is a very different thing. And those 5 roads actually came from a tragic event, to be blunt, Columbine. My journey in leading worship led me through those paths, and I wound up spending quite a bit of time with Dr. Chap Clark and Tony Campello and all these other guys out there on the sociology of the student culture. And those 5 roads are really the 5 roads of healing. And when I start thinking about your home and you living in that home, that really is a place where not just special memories are going to be formed, but where healing can take place. The social road, for instance, that is not about entertainment. That's about the art of communication. Did we set this home up so that we can spur on interaction in our families and have a great environment for communication to take place? I'll let you see the video to be able to understand truly what that's about. But it's a little bit different way of approaching building something that's custom, that's luxurious, something that meets the needs of your family. And that's really what we're trying to do.
That's great. Yeah, I would really encourage you guys to go on and check out those videos, because they're super, super cool. He gave us a little more detail on them, but definitely check those out on their website.
I feel like, can we hold and look at some of the pictures of their homes? I just feel like
the stuff you guys do is incredible.
That's our Napa farmhouse, modern Napa farmhouse. That's got custom milled Brazilian walnut all over it. That was our 2018 dream home. Negative edge, swim up bar. It's really about, and that's our outdoor media room in the pool.
Hot tub and a movie.
That's it.
That sounds good to me.
And what you're seeing here, and you'll notice, it's sight lines. It's natural light flooding in the space. It's
got that social aspect like you're talking about.
It does. And I'll tell you too, when you have this much natural light flooding in and you're able to maintain privacy, and a lot of our homes will have custom steel and glass. That's very much a part of what we do.
Look at that.
That's our blinged out master.
I love it.
And technology base, it's a home in Vaquero there.
Right.
The technology base, so that one picture previously had a massive window in the shower. Now that's probably not the best location for a window to go, right? But we're trying to get natural light in the bathroom when we want it. But we were able to partner up with a firm out of Korea that has a liquid quartz film. And so that window itself, when you hit a button, it instantly turns satin, goes opaque, and is completely blocking out. Right. And so it's incredible. And in fact, that house, you can just talk and it will react to you and do some of the things. But it's
a new game, I feel like, with the custom homes. Like, you guys they're all like very competitive when it comes to being like smart homes and tech driven homes.
They are. I think that we have a competitive competitive advantage in some of those aspects. And one I'll tell you right now is automated healthcare. So prior to the pandemic actually hitting, we my partners have another company called VitalTech, and VitalTech has provided an automated way of healthcare all the way down to automated nurseries. So no longer does mom have to stare at that, TV. That's got a little camera going, is the baby breathing? They haven't moved in 15 minutes and anxiety is starting to build. You can actually pull up your app on your phone or an iPad, and you can see all their vital signs. You can see their heart rate. You can see their temperature. It's got everything there. And it also gives you prescriptive alerts. So if it starts to see that the baby was tossing and turning, overnight and restless, and you've seen the temperature kind of come up, it'll alert you, hey, you may want to reach out to your doctor. And then the doctor can dial in and get real-time stats on what's going on with the baby. And of course, if we can do this for babies, we can do this for adults, right? And so that type of automation, that type of services, let's just call it amenities, those packages again are foundational, right? We're getting back to something that I said at the very beginning of this. I want this not to be a house. I want this to be a home, and a home that's healing, right? And so it being on top of those kind of things, most people don't know that this technology exists. They're learning about it because the pandemic has really brought it to the forefront. But listen, whether we're building a $3 to $5-6 million house, or if I'm building a $500,000 house, this technology is absolutely available. It's affordable, and we can get it into your home.
That's awesome. So let's talk about that a little bit. Obviously, you guys do these incredible, $3-4 million homes, but you guys are also now kind of stepping on the production world a little bit and doing some semi-custom stuff. You've got a new community out in Hazlet coming up.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
It's incredible. If you go to wearethevines.com, you're going to see some floor plans. We got 1/2 acre to 1 acre lots. Number one, big lots. And we wanted to provide something that was more affordable. Not everybody can afford a $3 million house. And so we've got homes that are affordable out there that are mini-me's of these luxury homes that we've been designing and building out in Westlake and Southlake area.
So cool.
And so it's turned out to be a fantastic development. I'm telling you, it's a one of a kind. It's a 600,000 up to about a 900 million price point, depending on what you want to do. We've already got everything set up, ready to go. Got half of the developments already committed, and we just finished the streets.
So I mean, it's got sidewalks. Didn't you guys pour sidewalks this week?
That's exactly right. So we're excited. We got some excited families that are coming in.
And what was the total lot number again?
There's 84 lots.
84, and half of those are pretty much already gone.
Yes. So you better hurry.
All right.
Better hurry.
Rush.
But the good news is that we have another 90 lots that'll be available in about 2 years. That's right across the road from where we're at the Vines itself. And so we've got also another opportunity of 1,200 acres that's in North Dallas area. So I wanted to set the company up because I've been building for about 25 years here, and I've seen the ebb and flow of construction, and there are times when it's up and times when it's down. And so the way that we build health is to diversify. And so I wanted to have our semi-custom products that are out there that's more affordable. And also our luxury side is just, obviously growing. Right now we've got about 24 luxury homes that are 2 million and up. That's in what we call pre-construction and work in progress. And then, so that diversifies into 2 categories. And then our third category is light commercial and multifamily. We have 12 luxury townhomes that we just finished in Westlake. Gorgeous,
incredible development.
They are.
It's Lindsay's favorite.
It's incredible. I mean, you get on the 4th floor rooftop terrace, and you have those sliding door systems that pull out, and you go out there on top of that terrace, have a glass of wine, and you're looking over all of Westlake and Southlake
at all.
It's fantastic.
So it's in Entrada. The name of the neighborhood is Entrada. There's a couple of builders out there. Is that right?
Right now, there are 2. Yes, Crescent, who's with the developer piece of it, and then there's PentaVia Custom Homes out there. And there was one other builders there. They're no longer in the development. We have pretty much bought out the majority of the footprint of the residential right now.
Yeah.
We're moving on another pretty exciting project. I can't get into it right now,
No.
but I'm gonna tell you. But just watch the website. I promise you'll see
All
it.
right.
Yeah, it's incredible. Let's just say it's game changer.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
You guys are everywhere. So you're kind of have your hands in all different areas of building and development. What if you were talking to somebody who wants to build a home? What would some of your advice be? Like, where do we start? Or
the easy answer to that is probably not the accurate answer. The easy answer would be define your community where you want to go, take a look at schools, take a look at your budget and your price points. I think all those are kind of the easy go-to things. I'm going to boil that question down to something a little bit better. I would say you need to start looking at actionable steps that will make an impact for your family and define the time length you think you're going to be in that home itself. The next piece of that is when you're having a conversation with your builder, for me, there's 3 things that are critical. One is communication. The next one is execution. And the next one is trust.
Yes.
Right. And I can't get to execution until we've learned to communicate properly and effectively. Right. And execution brings accountability to both sides, the builder and the client. Right. And ultimately that gets back to trust.
Yeah.
Right. And so when you're looking at building a custom home, you really need to make sure that you do your due diligence and you take a look at that builder and really authentically check them out and spend some time with them. Go to their office and spend some time with them. We are a full design build firm. Not that being a builder in the truck is bad, but being able to wrap yourself around a finely tuned machine that has a team.
Right.
I have interior design in-house. I have vendor management, bid management, purchasing all in-house, right? Our accounting side of it is working intimately with the banks and keeping things in line. All these things, project managers to my oversight, to the design pieces, all of that really, really matters. And I promise you, you will feel a major effect on the outcome of your dream, right? It's not anybody else's dream.
Yeah.
This is your dream that we're going to build, right? You want to get a team wrapped around you when you're doing something like that.
Absolutely.
100%.
And I got to ask, what's the craziest thing that you ever built for somebody?
Holy cow.
Because I know I've seen some of it. It's insane.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of it I can't even mention because it gets into security and some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen every kind of design you can possibly imagine, from glass bottom pools. In fact, I helped one gentleman here in Dallas design up a pool that had a 5-foot tall, 6-foot long window that peered into the basement wine cellar.
Oh, wow.
So as you came down into the wine cellar, boom, there it was.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I've got right now a very modern contemporary design that we're going to be doing over in Westlake. And so this was me being creative and me probably pressing the envelope just a little bit. But, I have a design where in the master bedroom, you can hit a button and a screen will go zzz and roll back. And it'll expose a glass ceiling that above it is actually a patio. And you can actually walk on the glass. It's all laminated, high strength steel and glass. You're not going to bust through it or anything like that. It's got LEDs that you can change the color of your glass if you want to.
Wow.
And another button hits and the Equinox system louvers open and then it slides out of the way.
So cool.
And then you're laying in bed and you're staring at the stars at night, or you're watching the thunderstorm, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And so,
if
you're looking to do something special,
so where's the line of you saying, oh, absolutely, we can do that, and then also, no, that's an insane request, we can't do that? Is there a line?
Well, the first line is the product been in the marketplace long enough to be tested and tried and true? I don't want anybody to become the guinea pig. Right. That's the critical piece right there. But outside of that, we're going to get into, okay, well, what is your budget goals?
Yeah.
Right. Because obviously we can get pretty creative, but there comes a cost to that. Right. So we just vet it. I will tell you, in normal construction, I'm going to be looking at water mitigation and the elements and sustainability. And we're going to have all those kind of conversations. That's just a typical norm. But people, there's so much more that's out there for people than what they realize. Right. The issue is to getting beyond the typical builder thing. I'll give you another example. In all of our homes, we run a very different mechanical HVAC system. Most builders are running the traditional systems, right? And I've yet to have a buyer come in and ask me, so tell me about your mechanical systems.
Right.
Right. The easy answer for most of those builders is oh, we do Carrier, we do Trane, we do Lennox, right? All this stuff. To me, it's about freshness, purity. So prior to COVID becoming popular, all of our homes actually has a purification system in place that it kills 100% of all viruses, molds, bacteria, and VOCs.
Wow.
I literally got a call on March 16th from a family of ours. And they asked the question on the phone, is that real? Did you really put that in our house? And I went, yep, you're breathing purified air right now. And it turns out later, same family, they were coming back from an event that happened in Houston. And as they're coming back from Houston, they start getting sick. They've got COVID, right? They go around to the backyard, enter the master suite, go straight to quarantine. And then the wife literally has a panic moment. And she's like, the return air is in the house. How do we know that it's not spreading throughout? And so she called up to verify again. It's killing. I said, yeah, you're safe.
Wow.
You're safe.
Wow.
So thinking through these things and being upfront on the details, even down to the structural content and how you're engineering the house, to the execution on the finish out, to your, what we could say, MEPs, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, all of those items matter. That's why it's imperative that, especially in a hot market, that you don't grab just a builder that has not been there and done that, right? There's something to bringing excellence to the table and time spent in construction.
You hear that, West Coast? It's safer to live here. East Coast, you too. And also, apparently, they can build literally anything you want. So.
Safely.
Well, I will tell you too, guys, man, Dallas-Fort Worth is becoming the hub of the world right now. We're swamped with California, Chicago, and New York coming this direction. And, with that being said, what I think is interesting is that they're really starting to understand the freedom of Texas and the beauty of Texas and how much land we actually have here and spreading out, and some of the innovative things that we're providing here is quite different than some of that really strong urban living. Even the Park Cities over in Westlake, we're seeing a ton of people coming out of Dallas just because they want to be able to not reach out and touch somebody.
Spread the wings just a little bit.
So is your business primarily Southlake, Westlake? I mean, I know you have the Hazlitt development, the Vines, but would you say
it's Northeast Tarrant County for the most part? But we are I've got a couple of $5-6 million builds that we're doing on the lake, sitting on points overlooking Grapevine Lake. But we've been asked quite a bit to get into the Dallas market and come this direction. I have built in Park Cities before. I've not focused that. I will entertain that, but that's not been our primary on that side, just because we've had such a large lot presence in that area. We were the single largest lot owner there in the area. So at the end of the day, that's been our focus. But listen, guys, my ears are always wide open, and would always entertain a fantastic build and helping somebody out in that way, for sure.
Actually have somebody to let you be creative, it sounds like.
Let's go. Let's go.
Love that. So as realtors, the one question that we always get when we're out and about is, how's the market? And that's what everybody wants to know. So I got to ask you, as a builder, when people find out that you build homes, especially to the magnitude that you do, what's the number one question that you get?
Obviously, go back to that other answer before, price per foot, this and that, but the market standards are hot. And I will also tell you there's pressure on material supplies right now, right? Lumber has gone up. We've seen it kind of come down. It's kind of waxing and waning a little bit. So from a market standard and a business standard, the demand is extremely high. but the pull on trades, labor, and material is also high. I would say that for us, an advantage that we have is that because of our volume and what we have going and being three faceted in our divisions, we've been able to garner great loyalty and get some of the best talents on the trade space. That matters, right? Because when builders can't command that, well then, and there's a supply shortage of labor and trades, well then they'll start to pull in people that aren't accustomed to building quality, right? And then you start to run into issues. So, you know, for us, that's been the biggest management piece. We've turned to software like most companies for efficiencies. We've got an ERP system that tracks what we call collision control. So we know that when we have awarded certain contracts to vendors, and we know how many crews those vendors have, it helps us understand the timing of the build and when their call is going to be up for them to get on site. And it helps us manage the fact that we don't have those trades being spread out too thin and on various projects, slowing the projects down. So
and you guys have an app for people buying houses, right?
I wanted you to mention that.
Yes, yeah, it's fantastic.
Talk about the
VR. Yeah. Sorry guys, we got a lot going on. So it's fantastic. We have a personal app, all of our customers do, and where they can one touch dial in and they can see all their documentation. They can see daily logs, the weather, they can see delivery reports, they can sign off on selections. They can actually enter their warranty through the app. It's a one touch connection all the way through it. And then in terms of our architecture, before we ever break ground, you will actually get your own virtual reality goggle, and you'll actually get to spend time in your house to scale, looking at the finish out, looking at the light, looking at everything that's going on room by room. It's
he let us try it out, and it's a trip.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, talk about technology driven.
We had an event, 450 people in one of our homes, and red carpet event, right? We had bachelor stars and bachelorette stars and all kinds of stuff coming out. We were having fun. And we had about 450 realtor brokers that were in the place. And so we did a virtual reality experience of the launch of the 2018 Dream Home. Well, 450 people putting on virtual reality. It was a trip. It was exactly that. It was a trip for sure. Yeah, no, it was a fun event.
Actually, yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
So if people want to get in touch with you, and I think this has been great because we kind of got to see your personality a little bit, and there's 1,000 things about PentaVia that are so great. But if somebody wants to get in touch with you and have kind of a one-on-one or more information, where should they go to contact you? Obviously, the first place to go is please go to PentaViaCustomHomes.com. You will find a wealth of information in that place. And then from there, that we have a contact page that you can dial in on. And guys, that will directly go to me. So I really encourage you to go there. We also have a telephone number that you can dial in. It's on the website as well. You can check us out on Instagram and obviously on Houzz and Facebook, all of the social media channels. All you have to do is Google PentaVia Custom Homes, and I promise you'll see us in there. There's multiple ways that you can get in touch with us. Guys are easy. Yeah. Easy to contact. And obviously Hans and I are always willing to team you guys up and do one-on-ones. So yeah, we're here to help as well. Hi at threevinegroup.com for any questions that you might have about the real estate market, or just, if you want to say hi. If you found some helpful information, please like, share, comment on the video. If there's anybody you might like to see as a future guest, please leave us a comment as well. And we look forward to the next one. Thanks a lot, Curt. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So come see us at PentaVia. Done and done. All right. I recommend them. 100%.